What up guys, this is Erwin and welcome to my channel. On this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to add DHCP role on Windows Server 2012, and I'm also going to show you how does DHCP gives an IP address automatically to a client computer. So let's start. But before that, we need at least two laptops. The first one should be installed with an Windows Server 2012 operating system, and the other one should be any operating system, Windows. So these two laptops must be connected with an Ethernet cable, so we can have a connection between. So that's it. So the next thing we do is to set up the IP address of our server computer into a static IP address. So just right click here and then click
proceed, and then finish. So right here we could see that go to CMD, and then we have to type ipconfig, ipconfig,